I've been hearing a lot lately that college football is turning into a quarterback league. If that's the case, Alabama's looking to be in pretty good shape.
Okay. He's John Longshore. I'm Barry McKnight. The message from on high to begin the program comes from my co-host. Live it, learn it, know it. Austin Mack may have started a game. He may not have. I don't know. Just the fact that I don't know probably is a telling factor. Keelan Russell has not.
No.
Jet Tamala. I know that for a fact.
It has not. Trent Seaborn. No. Elijah Haven. Kingston Pre-Year. That was what was blowing up on my phone over the weekend, Barry.
Oh, yeah.
Signal caller
Benjamin
from
Russell.
Alexander City.
Yep.
Benjamin Russell committed his services to the Crimson Tide. I believe this is in 2034 or something. Who knows? 2028, actually.
It's not this year. He's a rising senior, I think. I saw him play last year at home against I think it was against Catholic.
Okay.
When he was a junior. I may be off a year, but he's pretty good. There's no doubt.
How do you keep up?
And he's a strong kid, very athletic, plays in a system really good for him over there at Benjamin Russell. He's pretty good. That's a good pickup. Is it
Barry? That's what I hear. I've yet to see this guy with my own two eyes, and I'm not going to disagree with you. You've seen him play.
He's pretty good. Yeah, he's better than Star Jackson right now. Yeah, I mean, Danny Woodson, Jeff Dunn, Billy Ray. I mean, that kid can play with any of them.
Perry Kuda.
Is he lead the program off ahead of the World Cup semifinals are set and the Braves win close against the Cardinals and the Major League Baseball draft was going on? John has begun a trend where he will begin the show with a declarative statement and then sit back and say, all right, prove me wrong.
Either. Yeah. Believe me. It isn't
Is this guy worthy of leading? Is he leading off the sportscasts of any other nationally known sports show?
Not.
I hope not too.
That's what separates the two of us from everybody else. They can do their little Braves talk and their little World Cup talk and baseball draft. I didn't even know that was going on over the weekend. And based on a lot of the comments we get on the River Region Straw chat line, baseball, soccer, I know what we're going to get. So I just said, heck, let's just go ahead and lead it off there with the big quarterback commitment news. Really, my question is, and this was my question 3 quarterbacks ago, how are they going to keep all these guys happy?
They're not. They're not. They don't plan on it. That's not even part of the plan. They're not even worried. Nobody is. Who's worried about keeping 6 quarterbacks happy? Give me a break. When, what happens if Tyler Shuck gets tired and we have to put somebody in his place? Who do we put in to be our backup for the Saints? And nobody cares about it. They either want this guy to be great or go draft somebody else next year and plug him in. They're keeping all these quarterbacks happy. The heck with keeping all these quarterbacks happy. Does your sales manager over there in the big sales pit said, golly, I've got 14 salesmen on the phone down there right now, and 2 of them are out on calls. How am I going to keep them all happy? No. If that guy doesn't make his sales quota, he's out of here. If that guy gets a better offer from somebody else, he ain't sticking around. John has always wondered about that, just simply because he is a soft, kind, considerate soul and just wants everybody to be happy.
Sure.
But that ain't even Ryan Grubb ain't sitting here going, Kingston, you might not be happy here, but we sure will try. No, they're going to throw you in there. They're going to, they're going to nurture you and love on you and, make you lift weights and go to class and all that stuff.
And maybe Barry
cut the mustard.
What were you comparing this to? Radio ad sales or something? What?
No, just ad sales. I don't like to get off on the radio part of it because John and Warren get a little bit salty about the radio business, and I love the radio business.
I mean, I spent 30 years there. It was great. It was awesome. You never say never. I was in the sales part of it as well.
Yes.
Yeah, I could sit there and go, he won't make it 3 months. She's out of here by the end of the week.
John wouldn't even bother to know their names. They'd come, they'd take a deep breath and shuffle up to John real tentatively and say, Mr. Longshore, and they'd extend their hand. Hi, and John be like, yeah, whatever, buddy. Yeah, good luck to you. If I can help you,
And then like 6 months later, go, hey, Barry, you remember that guy that was here? How long ago? 6 months ago, he had the mustache, kind of limped a little bit. Man, whatever. He'd go, John, that guy's been gone 6 months ago. I go, really? Wow.
Yeah.
I never know.
No, he did that all the time. What happened to that sales girl up front? What sales girl? The one who was pretty healthy, and I know, John, that girl left 4 years ago.
Oh, really?
She's got a husband and 2 kids now. Oh, okay.
Dang, right. At least I remembered. But back to the quarterbacks.
Yeah, sure. Kingston Prey year.
So, my thing, Barry, is, and there again, there's a lot of water's going to flow under the bridge before it becomes time to put ink to paper, as they say. Why do I say that? Well, because it's true. And what I mean by it is, minds can wander, hearts can flutter elsewhere. The new shiny toy that pops up could attract the attention of one of these young quarterbacks, which that would not shock me at all. Obviously, this coaching staff realizes that, other people are probably going to come calling and keep calling. There again, a lot has got to happen between now and whatever signing day it is for these 3 or 4 or 5 quarterbacks they have.
John used to be able to recite that date too, by the way. It's like, whenever.
But there again, as I open the show with, what these experts and analysts are talking about now, college football has turned into a quarterback league similar to the NFL, just another aspect of the NFL that college football seems to have adapted or is trending towards. And I get it. You got to have a really good quarterback this day and age. I certainly see what they're saying. So is that what the strategy is? We're just going to stockpile as many quarterbacks as we can get, see where let the chips fall where they may.
That's the strategy for the prospective student athletes. That's the strategy for the recruits. Look, I'm going to go here, and if I'm not starting in 2 years, or if they're mean to me, or if the classes are too hard, big deal. I'll go somewhere else. I'm going to find the best deal for me. Look, I'll play, I'll practice this year and I'll redshirt, and there's not going to be, there's not any more red shirts. There are no more red shirts. I'll practice this year and I'll ride the bench. There's going to be, 5 to play 5. So red shirts are out, and I'll practice and everything. And if I'm not starting by my second year, I'm headed to North Texas, or, send me off to West Georgia or something like that. So that's a two-way street. I like where your head's at on this.
Oh, well, thank you.
Because I do think Kingston Prey year, if you threw all the quarterbacks in there, and I've not seen the Haven kid play, but I've seen Prey year play. I've seen Trent Seaborn play. All those other guys, Jet Tamala, and I'll never be able to name them all. I can't name them all over at Auburn. I think I can name them all at Troy, but those change. Ain't nobody worried about, we got to keep all of these quarterbacks happy. This ain't Bear. This ain't where he can sign 140 kids and run them off until he gets the ones that stay. This is, hey, if it doesn't work out, go ahead and, not only move on, but move on pretty quickly so we can get somebody else in your place. Yeah.
There again, something to keep your eye on. And there again, this isn't going to happen in a week or a month, but in several months or a year or two, how many of these guys will still be there? I mean, I'm amazed. You mentioned Keelan Russell, Austin Mack. They got Trent Seaborn, the young man from Alabaster, Elijah Haven, Jet Tamala. Now here's one I haven't heard of. Or is he just so far down? Taden Evan Kawa. His name is on a list here. This one I'm not familiar with. He's committed 6'5", 238 from Orem, Utah. Committed July 22nd of last year.
Ooh,
don't remember this young man.
Well, of course not. It doesn't matter. I'd be shocked if you did. Why in the world does anybody out there? Any of you guys out there? Do you
now, see? Barry, this is encouraging.
Do you expect John to remember every quarterback committed? No.
This is encouraging because the first report I read about this young man, Prayer from Alexander City, he was recruited by Alabama, Vanderbilt, and North Carolina. And I kind of went, ooh. Now I'm reading Auburn, Florida, Notre Dame, UCLA, Vanderbilt, and North Carolina.
He's a good player.
So if you're a Bama fan, you should feel a little bit better about it.
Why? Well, why? You got to a conclusion without fully explaining your thesis. Before it was Alabama, North Carolina, Vanderbilt. Now it's Alabama, North Carolina, Vanderbilt, UCLA. So you got to feel. How do you get to that from what you just said?
Well, I think you know me well enough to know that in prior years. Now, wait a minute, Barry. Yeah. Auburn just got a recruitment from a kid that's being recruited by Western Carolina, UT Chattanooga, La Mo, and Texas Baptist.
Right.
He can't be any good. But now, Notre Dame wanted him. Florida wanted him.
UCLA.
Texas wanted him. UCLA. Yeah, okay.
In the past, any list that John would conjure up that had UCLA and Vanderbilt on it, that's what I wasn't aware of.
Yeah.
Oh, Vanderbilt's after him? Ooh, UCLA. Ooh, that's where I was a little unclear with where John was headed to it.
Well, my original report only stated those couple of teams. I'm thinking, oh. And then I'm seeing where Auburn, Florida, Notre Dame interested. I'm thinking, oh, okay. And then another thing.
Do we know? I mean, or is that? Are we hearing that from the agent?
Wait a minute, hold on.
Are any of these guys calling the school?
This is at Bama 247.
Yeah.
Tom Loy wrote this piece. I don't know Tom. And it says pre-year, a 6'3", 195-pound talent is ready to compete with the top talent in Tuscaloosa.
I
chose
don't know
Alabama over
whoa.
Florida, Notre Dame, Vanderbilt, North Carolina, and UCLA. That's what Tom's saying.
I wonder how Tom knows that. Is he asking the kid? Is he asking the agent? Because if I'm the agent and I got this kid and his best offer is Mercer, and somebody says, hey, who else is? Well, he went to camp at Alabama. He once got a postcard from a buddy of his at Auburn. Let's see. So he's gotten interest from Alabama, Auburn. His dad once went to camp when he was a kid at UCLA. I mean,
and I see where you're going with this because believe it or not, there have been instances in the past where a young man will say these were the schools he got offers from when he really didn't.
No, that happens all the time. Are you kidding me? Yeah. That's what you tell the fellas in homeroom. That's what you tell that girl. Yeah, I got a
Notre Dame call last night.
I got a phone call. Yeah. I got a phone call from Nebraska. Yeah, your uncle who's living in Nebraska, saying, he was talking to your dad and then says, let me talk to a junior. Hey, what's up? Oh, I got a call from Nebraska. It was from Omaha, Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
See that, I wouldn't trust that. We are 1 week away from SEC Media Days, where we will not open up the show necessarily talking about high school quarterback recruits and how they're going to keep everybody happy. But we don't ever really, well, we haven't lately really known anything super earth-shattering about the teams because they don't necessarily give you all the insight on the teams. And you don't even really, I mean, you'll get a roster, but you can get a roster now. You're not going to get a two deep. But we do get good interviews, live interviews with a lot of guys. We'll tape some interviews too and all that. That's coming up in a week. But it's one of the great things lately about the Phil Steele College Football Preview magazine.
Beautiful.
Is Phil will put his best guess in there as far as depth charts. So when somebody gets on our chat line and says, "Hey, John, what are you hearing about Auburn offensive tackle, the Auburn's offensive tackles?" We can look on there and say, well, Joe Simmons is really fighting it out with Austin Zaire, and we can sound smart. Because as of right now, nobody knows.
Nobody.
I'm pretty sure Byron Brown will be the starting quarterback at Auburn. I have no idea who'll be the starting quarterback at Alabama. Starting running back, Phil Steele says, oh, Kevin Riley. Ooh, E.J. Crowell. Hey, watch out for Daniel Hill.
Daniel Hill.
The starter. No idea whatsoever. So we're getting to that point where we can actually take a look and name some names of some guys who might be contenders, might be pretenders, and guys who are so totally overrated they're not going to see the field if there was a fire alarm. So we're getting to that point.
That's going to be fun. Yeah, that'll be next week, starting off in Tampa. First time Tampa's hosted SEC Media Days. That'll be interesting. Barry, as you can imagine, our conversation about quarterbacks at the University of Alabama has got Bob from Pike Road hot on the River Region Straw chat line. Bob has come in today with many comments on this subject. We'll touch on that.
Some of them are capitalized.
Yes,
Ooh.
you ain't kidding. Also, Barry, we're at that midway point in Major League Baseball. This is when I like to check in and see where my favorite teams in MLB are in the standings and where they might be at the end of the regular season. Always like to do that. And also, over the weekend, Barry.
Whoa. John's loaded up today. Hang on.
We got a lot to do today. I got this question. What does Barry think? And I kind of stopped and I kind of scratched my forehead and I said, well, what do you mean? Well, I'll tell you what he meant when we get back.
So there's going to be dogging the Braves and going over schedules and everything? Hey, cannot wait. He's John Longshore. I'm Barry McKnight. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Known by avid golfers as one of the most beautiful and challenging stops on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, Cambrian Ridge in Greenville lies just 40 miles from Montgomery. It is well worth the ride for any golfer looking for 27 holes of jaw-dropping golf. The greens have been redesigned to accommodate the higher green speeds associated with their installation of the latest generation of ultra-dwarf Bermuda grass. Cambrian Ridge offers a fully stocked pro shop with all the latest equipment and apparel. Great food and beverages in the clubhouse can be enjoyed both before and after your round. Get your group together and hit the trail. Go to rtjgolf.com/Cambrian Ridge for tee times and more information.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level, and the stakes, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Phoenix Physical Therapy is ready to help patients recover, recharge, and rise. They develop a customized therapy plan for each patient to get them back to enjoying their favorite activities. Their experienced team is committed to providing exceptional care in a professional environment. Whether you're looking to prevent or treat an injury, recover from a recent illness, or recuperate from surgery, schedule an appointment with one of their clinics and take advantage of physical therapy, athletic training, workers' comp, and employer solution services. Get back in the game, get back to work, and get back to life with Phoenix Physical Therapy. To find a location near you and to schedule an appointment, go to phoenixphysicaltherapy.com. That's phoenixphysicaltherapy.com. Okay, here we are back at it, 20 minutes past the hour on this Monday. Glad you're with us here today. 13th day of July. Man, hard to believe.
We're
Hey,
getting
hit that
there.
like button. Hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate it. Of course, we lay the show down live every weekday morning from 7 until 9, but you can watch it, listen to it, do both on your schedule. That's the beauty of this format. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, X, Spotify, iTunes. Run it through your Bluetooth in your audio system in your vehicle. A lot of people do it that way. We really appreciate it. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Check us out at Yellowhammer News and yellowhammernews.com. You can check us out on their Facebook page as well. We really appreciate that. So you want to go soccer or you want to go Alabama quarterback first on the River Region Straw chat line?
The first one I have on the chat line is really a very good question.
Okay.
From Bill from Baltimore. Yesterday, Major League Baseball, among the games, the Braves beat the Cardinals 4-3 in St. Louis. Yeah, that was yesterday. Today, no baseball. It's the All-Star break. Tomorrow is the All-Star game. Tomorrow's the All-Star game. No baseball today. Bill from Baltimore asked the question that we all want to know about on the Phantom's Daily Dog. So what does the Phantom do today? Can he survive without baseball? There is no World Cup action today. The semifinals are set. There is no Major League Baseball today. Bill, the easiest way to answer that, to answer a question with a question is this. What, did they go ahead and just shut down the WNBA? Kidding me? What, did they cancel the WNBA? I mean, we got the Sparks and the Dream tonight. We got the Mercury versus the Lynx at 8 tonight on Amazon Prime. No,
I'm going to say this just to
Did they just forget about it?
The Phantom likes to wager on sports that actually make money. I'm not sure Major League Baseball does much, but people tell me it does. So, yeah, that's kind of our steadfast rule. If you play in a league that is just hemorrhaging money, we don't bet on you. Don't need you.
So we may not have a Phantom Daily Dog today because there's nothing going on.
Well, let me look through 58 minutes from now, you'll know. We usually do that about 20 minutes past hour number 2.
It's a good question, Ben.
And I thought about that, but it's okay. Don't worry. Just, sit at the edge of your seat and wait for the announcement. It'll be coming up. I do. There again, Barry, I see these smart alecks out here. Hey, how'd the Phantom do? Hey, what'd the Phantom do over the weekend? Just wait. It's coming. Just hold on. It's coming. Yeah. Bill, he did have a nice, interesting chat here on our River Region Straw chat line about college football expansion. Might need to look at FIFA before they make any moves.
Yeah, he says college football needs to be wary of expansion. That's wary, not weary. College football needs to be wary of expansion. Just look at FIFA's greed. That's the world governing body for soccer. One tournament of 48, and they're already looking to 64. You can't water the product down so much. Yes, it prints money, but it loses interest. Sooner or later, what do they call it? The Peter Principle? Sooner or later, in the executive chain, somebody will rise to a point in the executive hierarchy where they're not any good at it anymore. At this particular job, you got a great salesman. Hey, let's bump him up to sales manager. Well, he's a crappy sales manager, but he can sure sell, and that's what they're talking about. Hey, let's get to 64. Well, all of a sudden people start losing interest, and then you're scrambling.
All right, so that's what piqued my interest. Are people losing interest? Is the World Cup not as interesting? I mean, to me, kind of a neophyte, outsider looking in, doesn't watch a lot of soccer at all.
Are Okay, all right. I almost made it without laughing.
No, it
That's
seems
my
kind of
fault.
interesting to me. I mean, it's all over TV. People are talking about it. You know, all these people that are getting interviewed. Oh, we love America. It's great. Walmart's awesome. Whatever. This is news to me. I did not realize that the World Cup was not interesting.
What did you think about Morocco's performance against Portugal? How were things between Croatia and Spain?
Well, okay.
Austria? I mean, Australia versus the United States. Oh, that was genius.
Since you ask, I mean, I've always been, upfront about it.
Ecuador.
Since the U.S. Belgium game, had to think about that one for a minute. I just got to be honest here, Barry. I've not seen 1 minute of FIFA World Cup soccer since that game was played last week. Have I missed it? Not really. Did I watch the Genesis Scottish Open over the weekend? Yeah, a little bit of it.
Would he watch a YouTube video of Genesis playing Follow You, Follow Me live from Australia instead of watching the Genesis the Genesis Open?
I tell you something I did watch, Barry. I kind of fast forwarded it from time to time, but I believe it was the 77 or 78 Alabama-Nebraska game at Legion Field to open the seats, and it was a night game. Tom Osborne was not happy when that game was over. He barely shook Bear Bryant's hand.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man, respect. Tide beat him 20-3 that night at Legion Field. Osborne was not happy.
He is just as likely to reference Tom Osborne as he is Ozzy Osbourne. But John and I got into a big conversation about this several times, many, many years ago. When I was, this is actually in the couple of years before I started doing Troy, and I was doing a lot of television, full-time television and the show. And I got John, well, I didn't get John. John proudly admitted it, that if he had the choice, and he did this one weekend, where you had a really good group of 5 game, I think it was like Boise State versus North Texas or something, went 4 overtimes. Boise was really good. They were undefeated and might make the Bowl Alliance or something like that. And I said, man, John, what about that Boise State North Texas game? That game was insane. He said, oh, I missed it. And this is back in the day when not every single one was on there. I said, well, what game were you watching? He says, well, I wasn't watching. I was watching the 77 goal line stand game. And I'm thinking, you would rather watch a replay of a game that you could probably recite every snap of than an actual live game involving 2 football teams where you don't know the end. John says,
Keith Jackson, Frank Broyles, you kidding me?
Yeah. Oh. So, you've got all this. You've got tons of programming all the time. The thing that I keep coming back to is I remember a week or 2 ago, there was somebody that was from the Northeast or something, was on Twitter and says, legitimately, why would anybody without a favorite team or anything, why would anybody prefer college football over professional football? The game is better. The players are more experienced. That's all. The coaching is better. The competition is better. And boy, he got like responses, tons and tons. Well, you got to understand, it's your college team. Well, those kids aren't even going to college, but 1 year at your place. And it's and it's hard to say because nowadays the college game is like the professional game. And if you had a choice, if the NFL ever says, the heck with it, we're playing Saturday games too, the college game would tank, wouldn't it? Don't you think? Because that's the only difference really is college is on Saturday by and large. The NFL is on Sunday. It's 2 different leagues, 2 different sets of teams on 2 different days. Other than that,
I think the NFL, Barry, in some markets, in the Northeast, Boston, New York, Philly, Chicago, Denver, probably, maybe LA now with the Rams because they're good. It's a pretty good, neat environment. I've Saints games are fun. The environment's fun. I can't tell you the last time I've been to a Falcons game, but there can be some dead periods, some quiet periods, if you will. I mean, mainly, you got to have a really good PA announcer, and he kind of gets the crowd going, and they might have some stuff going on in between plays. But the overall atmosphere of a college game with all of the excitement and cheering and fan base and everything going on, to me, is a lot more exciting, electric, you want to be there. The pro game is good, and the players are phenomenal, but everything that goes in and around it, they try to make it exciting. And I mean, don't get me wrong, but to me, that's the big difference. Just the tailgating, the pregame, the postgame, in-game is so much different than an NFL game. The players are, they're better in the NFL, but the overall experience I don't find to be better.
The only differences is that in college, the players are better if they're wide receivers from Alabama instead of the wide receivers for the New England Patriots.
Correct.
John brought that up several years ago. And there will be, despite, John's talk about the pageantry and the glitz and all the excitement of college football, there are quiet times in college football. For instance, kickoff of the East Carolina game.
Forget it.
That will be a quiet time.
Yeah.
5 minutes to go in the first quarter of the East Carolina game will be a quiet time. But 5 minutes to go in the Auburn-Samford game, November 21st. That will be a quiet time. So,
well, good point. I mean, I guess it's kind of like who was the worst team in the NFL last year? Who drafted first? I can't even remember.
Oh, the Raiders.
Arizona Cardinals, maybe, or somebody.
The Las Vegas Raiders.
The Raiders.
Yeah.
I guess if the Raiders are playing at Carolina in the middle of the NFL season, probably not overly exciting. I've actually been to a Panther game, too. I didn't find that very exciting now that I'm thinking about it. So what you
do, evidently, if I'm reading everybody correctly, what you do to jazz up the Las Vegas Raiders versus the Carolina Panthers is make it a playoff game. Hey, woo, playoff, here we go. Well, this means something, which is what we're talking about. I
think if the number has a lot to do with it. And before I get to the number, to me, Barry, the thing that really I think is attractive to so many people about the NFL are the big Sunday afternoon games. Those 12 o'clock games are kind of a little appetizer. That's your cheese stick. That's your buffalo wing. That's that kind of stuff. And then you get into the entree on Sunday afternoon. So most people have settled in. Of course, most times, rather than not, they're watching the Cowboys or something. So people gravitate to that Sunday night, Monday night, Thanksgiving, whatever. That's where I think the NFL really is strong in those windows when they know they've got a captive audience, and the way the television production is done, I think attracts a lot of fans.
That's consistent. That's consistent because John has said before, those 11 o'clock Saturday games, man, that's Northwestern versus Minnesota.
Who's that,
the 11-15 starts. Man, that is Arizona versus
as Beth Mowin games. You do not want Beth Mowin game.
When you had, what was it last year? Ohio State versus Texas. Remember that one last year?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was at 11 o'clock in the morning, and everybody's like, what? You can't do that. So in the world of Longshore, you get your 2:30 games. This is one of the reasons why he gets so glassy-eyed about, future schedules. Oh, Barry, man, that is bound to be a primetime game.
Yeah.
So what? So I'll watch it in primetime. Oh, but the nation, they turn their lonely eyes to you. John loves. Oh, do you think that'll be a 2:30 game? Oh, that's got to be it. As long as it's a 6 o'clock or 6:30. If it's an 8 o'clock, I'm thinking, who cares? If it's on, I'll watch it. John's like,
well, I like to plan ahead. I like to figure out my schedule years in advance. But unlike the NFL, Barry, and I'm with you, the 11 o'clock games just, don't do it for me. Can't get as fired up, excited, ready to go. I got to get things done during the day and then get ready. But unlike the NFL, there are multiple 2:30 games on Saturday. There are multiple primetime games on Saturday night. So it's not like, hey, we're the only game in town. There are several games going on. That's where the quad box comes into play, which I like to shake the guy's hand that invented that. Unbelievable. Love it. And when I go Octobox with 8 games on,
4 is too much for me.
I love it.
Now that's not consistent. I was paying John, and that's not consistent because 8 games in the Octobox would mean 16 teams.
Yeah.
And there ain't 16 teams that John's going to watch in college football, like ever. Ever. Unless, there's something interesting and a corollary in terms of how many points one team is thought to be able to win by or not.
You know what, Barry, the way I like to put it, unless I have a financial interest in the game.
In the game, yeah. Let's take a break. We've got more coming up in just a moment. It is a week from today. We get started with our coverage from SEC Media Days down in Tampa. He's John Longshore. I'm Barry McKnight. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light. Let's go with this one.
The Destin Connection Seafood Market at 3750 Norman Bridge Road in Montgomery has the freshest seafood direct from the Gulf of America. I'm talking red snapper and grouper, all sizes of Gulf shrimp, jumbo lump crab meat and crab claws, Louisiana Bay oysters, and New Bedford scallops. They are a full-service seafood market and kitchen serving po' boys, dinners, and sandwiches. Many well-known restaurants in the river region purchase their seafood from the Destin Connection because they know it's the absolute best. Call ahead and your order will be ready for pickup. The Destin Connection Seafood Market, 3750 Norman Bridge Road. Call 288-4272. That's 288-4272.
All guests of Longshore McKnight appear on the City of Montgomery guest hotline. Check out the most interesting and informed personalities in sports covering Auburn, Alabama, Troy, ASU, and all the major teams from across the country. John and Barry have the best guests brought to you by the City of Montgomery. To find out everything you need to know that is going on in the capital city, check out montgomeryal.gov. That's montgomeryal.gov, the capital of dreams.
Summer's here, and so too are its many challenges. Heat that won't quit, beers that won't fit, hammocks that won't hammock, screen doors that appear out of nowhere, flips that flop a little too much. That's why it's important to keep it simple. Keep it cool, keep them coming, and keep it easy. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Bud Light.
Big news for Central Alabama travelers. Getting to Texas just got easier. You can now fly nonstop from Montgomery to Houston with United Airlines. No long drives, no layovers, just smooth direct travel from your hometown airport. Whether it's business or a weekend getaway, Houston is now just one flight away. Spend more time there and less time getting there. Fly nonstop to Houston. Fly MGM, where travel feels easy. Book your trip today at flymgm.com.
Okay, here we're at it here on this Monday. I'd mentioned, Barry, that, and I knew a topic like this would get Bob from Pike Road going. I mentioned another quarterback commit for Kalen DeBoer and this Alabama staff, and Bob wants us to explain some stuff to him.
I'm starting to sense a trend that Bob thinks that line play is the key to winning football.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's just because he brings that up twice a show. But, yeah, he says, Bob from Pike Road says, explain this to me. We can only play one quarterback at a time. We got to play 5 offensive linemen every play. Yep, it's in the rules. Yet we sign 432 quarterbacks, all 5 stars, yet we sign little to few offensive linemen. It is moronic. borderline incompetent. Bama needs O-line. Okay, that's a good point. I hadn't read that before. You're right, Bob. That is a little bit weird. It's almost as though they are signing guys because of their name or because of their star rating, so they can catch up to the ups. I mean, so they can get the best football players or whatever, instead of recruiting to need.
True.
Isn't
that what Bob's saying here?
We've got Kingston Prey here.
Yeah.
Well, how about Bubba Fortson over there, who's 310 pounds and light-footed? How about getting you some defensive linemen who can plug a gap? I think that actually is a very good point, Bob. I do not have an answer to it, but that's a good point. He says, I don't care. That's my Chris Rock. I don't care. He says, I don't care if you have Tom Brady, Montana. He means Joe, not Tony.
Yeah.
He says, I don't care if you have Tom Brady, Montana, Elway, and Mahomes. 3 of those guys are useless. Football is one up front. That is true. Instead of worrying about how you're going to keep all those quarterbacks happy, if you got to worry about keeping them happy, how about worrying about keeping 3 of them happy or 4 of them happy instead of 6, and start worrying about keeping some offensive linemen happy? I can't disagree with that.
Yeah, you don't want quarterbacks running around, running for their life, throwing it in the third row because they're just, there again, nobody's open and they can't see the field because they're worried about getting crushed by a defensive player. I'm with you. I hear what you're saying, Bob.
I kind of didn't hate it. I kind of liked watching that. Ooh, Simpson. He's got 2 seconds to do something. Nobody's able to get separation in the defensive backfield. There he goes. Right. Ooh.
Yeah, I was thinking more like Bo Nix when he was at Auburn. He seemed to run around a lot.
Yeah, he did. For the same reason.
He was chewing out the offensive coordinator, who I've never seen since that point. So he won that battle.
All right.
Oof. What was that guy's name? Came from SMU, I think, maybe.
All those times you bring that up. They had one little tiff that lasted about 2 seconds. He barked at him. John brings that up all the time. And out of the 135 times, that's 135 straight times, he'll say, what was that guy's name? Can somebody, can you put it on a piece of paper?
I think it was one of Malzahn's buddies or something that he brought over there.
Chad Morris is
Chad Morris.
Chad Morris.
Yeah.
If you can put it over there near the spot that you're used to seeing that Photoshop of that little Auburn boy shooting a bird, put that there instead. Then maybe you wouldn't have to ask every time you tell that story about Bo Nix once.
Yeah. You're right. I need to put up a wall of fame stuff. I can just look over here at the wall and go, oh, yeah, that was right. I remember that guy. Bo Nix and Chad Moore going at it on the sidelines.
Morris. And I'm afraid John would lose some of the oomph behind it. Because wait a minute, Elmer, wait a minute. John's fixing to ask who that guy was. Yeah, isn't that great? I think it's part of the charm of that little exchange.
Elmer.
I bring up Elmer because my first boss in radio in Auburn, the owner of this station, was the late, great Elmer Salter. He was a great man.
Like Elmer Fudd? Really?
Elmer
I thought that was, I never knew anybody else named Elmer.
He was the sports information director for Auburn football when they played in the Bacardi Bowl in 1940. I mean, he was ancient whenever I got started, and I got started 40 years ago.
So Auburn had a SID years ago named Elmer
Salter,
and a kicker named Hicks. Okay.
Did they have a kicker named Hicks?
What did Hicks pour?
It's a wide receiver, John.
Wide receiver. Wow.
Coming up with punchlines to your stuff. That one there too. Hicks Poor was the wide receiver. He was a walk-on. He was actually a pretty good little.
I think he was, yeah.
Up across the middle, kind of salty, kind of tough. He'll lay a block out. Harry Boughton had no idea what his name was.
Who was the guy that Coach Dye got on that was the kicker?
Was it Scott Etheridge?
I think it might have been.
Scott Etheridge, who's like a multi-million-dollar a year CEO of something. Somebody had him as possibly an Auburn athletic director before they hired John Cohen. Dye one time. Etheridge was a really good field goal kicker, but he was about 150 pounds. And he missed one time. He didn't miss many. Missed one time, and Dye said something about him being kind of effeminate. You don't do that, man. one of your own guys. His snapper was a guy named Brian Brinsworth.
Yeah.
I could not think of his name. No. His name was Brian Brinsfield. See, he's got me doing it. Brian Brinsfield was a snapper. He was a pretty good snapper. Di couldn't get his name. He was Brainsworth. He was Brainfield. He was Brainfood. He was Brinsfield. He never could get his name right.
Dennis Mitchell says Hicks Poor was a good receiver for a white boy. Wow, Dennis.
There's no way he. Oh, okay. Yeah, pretty fly for him. Yeah, he did say that.
Oh, Dennis, you're killing me. That's too good.
So anyway, this from Tobias.
Yeah,
I'm going to clear out a little bit of the chat line. He says Alabama is taking 2 quarterbacks a cycle, so they won't have to pay $5+ million for an average transfer quarterback. They know guys will leave, and some may not pan out, but they're cheaper than a portal quarterback. That is true. That is true. It's better to do it the way Alabama's doing it and have, say, a Ty Simpson for 1 year. And I don't want to hear all your revisionist history. Ty Simpson was a heck of a good quarterback.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, well, we need to get somebody. Shut up. You don't.
Barry,
it's much better to have Ty Simpson and have him be patient for a couple of years than bring in 1 year Jackson Arnold. All right, quickly, you guys. Who was the quarterback they brought in the year before from Michigan State? Anybody? You remember,
State. I thought that guy went to Auburn.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The one of before Jackson Arnold.
Ooh.
See? That's the thing. Which would you, and I agree with it, which would you rather have? A guy who you've homegrown, paid him a little bit. I mean, you gotta pay him something, right? Mm-hmm. But he's a whole lot cheaper than paying whatever it was, $4 million for Jackson Arnold or for Peyton Thorne. Does nobody remember he was the quarterback 2 years ago? Peyton Thorne.
Yes. Man, how did we forget about that guy? I mean, you got to be kidding me.
I think that's a good point. Yeah, that's why you signed 6 guys.
Yeah, and Tobias is on to something. I'm with you there, Tobias. I believe Tobias was in the boat with me since you're talking about quarterbacks. Pre-Ty Simpson, why aren't they putting Ty Simpson on the field? Because the guy they got out there right now is not a quarterback. Talking about Jalen Milroe.
Yeah.
Now, I know he got drafted. He's with Seattle. Is he taking a snap? I'm not sure he has.
Just the fact that he is on Seattle's roster blows up one of John's longtime cliches about Jalen Milroe. Guy's just not an NFL quarterback.
Yeah. Well, there again.
Well, he's entering into his second year as an NFL
quarterback. Have I seen him on the field yet? Do I expect to see him after his contract year? Probably not. Not real confident unless the young man's done an incredible job in growing into that quarterback role. So, Ty Simpson to me was a breath of fresh air, more like a true quarterback. Jalen Milroe was a phenomenal athlete. I'm just never sold he was a really, really good quarterback.
This is from Wikipedia. He was a third-round draft pick, Jalen Milroe was, 2025 draft.
Yeah.
They traded Geno Smith to the Raiders to obtain that third-round pick. Basically, they traded him for Jalen Milroe. This is all it says about he played in 3 games for the Seahawks, was 3 for 4 passing. His long completion was 3 yards. And it says this: in week 5, Milroe pitched the ball to running back Kenneth Walker, but the pitch was high and outside. Walker couldn't catch the ball, and it turned into a fumble. Jalen Milroe is also a couple of things people don't realize about him. Number one, he was the Campbell Award winner as the nation's top football student athlete.
Oh, nice.
Student athlete. Okay. So the college football player with the best combination of athletics, leadership, and on-field production. And he also, you know what you can also call him after 1 year in the NFL? Super Bowl champion. I'm not sure Jalen's sitting there thinking, oh, I wish John Longshore would give me some credit as he sits there and strokes the Super Bowl.
Now, were those in preseason games or regular season games?
Those were regular season games.
So he comes in for one play, basically, to run a gadget play that he doesn't execute properly, and he goes and trots back off the field and sits on the bench. There's one play. His longest pass is 3 yards.
Yes.
Is that across the line of scrimmage?
He's 3 for 4.
Wow.
He completed 3 passes,
wow,
and the longest one was 3 yards. Yeah. That is a little bit of a statistical anomaly, that's for sure.
Yeah, that is. You're right about that. But it's still very, it's kind of like the guy that catches the wide receiver that catches the slant route 2 yards across the line of scrimmage and takes it 80 yards. That's an 80-yard pass? No, come on.
Before John brings up Cam Petway, let's take a break because you know that's coming. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Why Hands? At Hands Heating and Air, you get this area's highest ranked service provider with 24-hour repair service, no overtime charges, and their same-day service guarantee. Plus, instead of other companies' 30-day repair warranty, Hands gives you a 3-year repair warranty. Hands Heating and Air is here for you 24/7, 365. And service is not just something they do, it's their way of operating, for you in mind. All of Hands employees are trained to adhere to this standard. They work hard to ensure that this standard is maintained, and they are constantly looking for new ways to better serve you. Call Hands Heating and Air today at 508-5382. That's 508-5382. Or find them on the web at 834hands.com.
Hey, where's the beer guy? Bud Light here? You get a Bud Light? Bud Light? I'm here, Bud Light. Bud Light here? Bud Light here? Bud Light here? Bud Light where? Bud Light here? Oh, Bud Light there. I missed that because of you. You did not miss that play because of me. Tough to stop talking this way? Yeah. It's actually kind of fun.
Hey, I got you, Bud Light.
Oh, nice. Never mind. Anything for the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light.
What I miss?
I have no idea.
Hey, you want your property looking its very best this spring and summer, and River Region Straw has premium long needle pine straw to make that property pop. You're not buying sticks, stems, or pine cones. You're buying premium long needle pine straw from River Region Straw. Kenny and his staff have access to the best pine straw in the region, full of color that will last all season long. And now River Region Straw has a 4th location in Chelsea on Highway 280 to go along with their locations here in Montgomery, Prattville, and Auburn. No order is too big or too small, from a few bales to an 18-wheeler trailer load. To get your River Region Straw, drop by any of their 4 locations or give Kenny a call or text today, 669-5959. That's 669-5959, and have the best looking property this spring and summer with straw from River Region Straw.
Arnie, welcome back in, everybody. About 7 minutes to the top of the hour. Before we get into hour number 2 and get into a little baseball and a little thing we call, what does Barry think?
Okay.
In the next hour. Any more Jalen Milroe stats you can throw at us? I mean, we got any more besides a little mop-up duty, a gadget play? I still can't believe he's 3 out of 4, and his longest pass is 3 yards.
I mean, that's out of 3 completions.
Oh.
I do not have the numbers on what his other 2 completions went for.
Yeah.
But maybe they both went for 2 yards. That's the best you can ask for. Maybe one of them went for -11.
You know, he was known to be a really good runner. Any rushing stats attached with Milroe's first season at Seattle?
Yeah, I'm done with him.
I just, I'm trying to give the young man as much credit as I can. You know, John, really working.
John pitched this one to me in the first segment, and I took a huge swing and miss on it. John was talking. Well, John led the program off.
Yeah,
led the show off before even introducing us. That Alabama gets a commitment from quarterback Kingston Prayer
out
of Benjamin Russell High School in Alexander City, Alabama, which
let me go to my River Region Straw VIP text hotline, Barry. I'm told.
Oh, believe me, we know that John did not actively search out to find the news of the commitment of Kingston Prayer. We knew this had to come from his overworked cell phone.
Sure, but this was this morning. I'm also
time
told,
this morning, just for points of illustration.
Let me see here. 7:17, I think it was.
There's no way, because you broke this thing at 7 o'clock. Okay, all right.
That Prayer actually played here in Montgomery at Catholic and then went to Benjamin Russell.
He was at Benjamin Russell last year because I saw him play.
Yeah.
He went the reason why is Catholic's coach, who's a very good coach, Kirk Johnson.
Yep.
Catholic's coach. He's the one that coached Jeremiah Cobb and Caleb McCreary and
allegedly he left Catholic with him to go to Benjamin Russell.
Benjamin Russell. That is correct. Yes. But John said, well, you'll see him. I see here where he had offers from Alabama and Florida and Vanderbilt. But you look back a little
Vanderbilt,
bit.
North Carolina. Actually.
Oh, Vanderbilt, North Carolina. Yeah, not Florida. Vanderbilt and North Carolina. But you'll feel, but you look back a little bit and you also see he had interest from Florida, from UCLA, from somebody else.
Auburn.
So that'll make you feel.
Notre Dame.
You didn't say that the first time.
Sure I did. Well, check the tape. You better believe it. Because when I looked at this article from Tom Loy.
Okay, then there's no reason for me to have double clutch, because basically what John was trying to say without saying it, which he does 80% of the time, was that you're going to feel good about this kid because Notre Dame was interested.
And I want to throw something else out.
I totally missed that, and I'm thinking, all right, so Vanderbilt and Auburn and UCLA being interested in him, what does that tell me about John's regard for him? I really don't know. But Prayer is...
Hey, Barry, if John Summerall thinks he can play, I
wasn't sure, though.
You got to feel pretty good about that, because Florida was on his list, too.
Yeah, but I double clutched on that. I didn't hear him say Notre Dame, but I double clutched on that and say, well, what does that mean? Well, along those same lines, Auburn gets a commitment from a kid out of St. Francis School in Maryland. Alabama's had a few players there. Auburn's had a few players from there. He is a safety. He was a former wide receiver, which may be why he's only a 3-star, a high 3-star, but he is a safety now. His name is James Branch. No relation to Brian, I don't think. Yeah. From Baltimore St. Francis School. He announced on Saturday.
How about Cliff Branch?
Wow.
How about that one?
The old Oakland Raiders wide receiver.
That guy can play.
It says that he's the number 16 recruit in the state of Maryland. He's got also his high school teammate, Jeremiah Coger, Deshaun Womack, They say that he also had his top 4. Let's see what John makes out of this. Top 4. Stanford, Virginia Tech, Maryland, and Auburn.
Well, let's see. Virginia Tech and Auburn are similar. I don't know where Auburn and Stanford, what the connection there is. Who up Maryland?
Academics.
Oh, yeah.
These are high
Is Maryland the Big Ten of the ACC anymore? I can't remember
the Big
where they
Ten.
are. That just doesn't.
Okay. I just wanted to get a reading on that because I so missed on his reading of Kingston Prayer. Oh, Barry, listen. UCLA, yeah. North Carolina. I totally missed on that. So I wanted to see what James Branch, having his Final Four being Virginia Tech, which is a noted program of a total lack of Longshore respect.
Yeah, totally.
Stanford, ultra-liberal.
Sure.
And Maryland, which John couldn't even tell you what conference.
Yeah, not even. Barry, wasn't Virginia Tech, wasn't that one of the teams Greg Byrne said, y'all are out? We're done. We're not playing y'all. Well,
Hey,
wasn't
you're the
that-
future schedules guy. You would know.
I know Oklahoma State got the boot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was Virginia Tech.
Yeah, if it isn't, Greg, go ahead and call them today.
When
Don't
it
need
was,
Virginia Tech
when they
on the
went to a
schedule.
9-game conference schedule, Virginia Tech is sitting there looking at the phone because they know it's about to ring. Is that?
Yeah, don't.
Hello,
just
Virginia
don't
Tech
get
Athletics.
rid of Boston College. That's all I ask.
Yeah.
If you want to get rid of
yeah.
Minnesota, do it. Arizona, I think Arizona would be kind of cool. I don't think Alabama's ever
There's
played
many
in the state
things
of
that ain't
Arizona,
cool.
except in a
Yeah.
bowl game. Whoa. Jeez, the Fiasco Bowl, Brian Nagel game. Oh, boy, that was terrible. But, yeah, I got to admit, Barry, from what I'm hearing, this pray your kids, top notch. But I'm telling you, if you got Notre Dame in there on your little want list or whatever they call it, commitment list, I'm thinking, wow, the Irish, okay.
Totally agree with Bob from Pike Road. Maybe you might want to be thinking about offensive linemen.
Well, I'm with you there.
Defensive tackles.
Now, Barry,
Instead
what is
another
this?
quarterback.
What is this all about? This is Jay Rand here.
Oh, my buddy Jay Skipworth. He says short passes built the legend of Tua, minus that one throw. But no one wants to talk about that. Yeah, Jay is, shall we say, I'm not going to say what his collegiate predilection is, but he's no Alabama fan. I'll go ahead and tell you that.
That's fair.
Dink
But,
and
I
dunk
remember
down the
Tua-
field with Tua. Tua's so accurate, yes, because they're all 5 yards downfield.
Huh.
You throw it to Waddle and let him outrun everybody.
I remember a drive late in the game toward the end of the regular season. I don't remember a lot of dinks and dunks on that drive.
Other than that one throw that everybody remembers about Tua.
I'm not talking about fourth and or second and 26 or whatever it was.
That is the
I'm
only
talking about
other
a long, sustained drive, converting third downs into first down plays.
Short third downs, third and shorts
Yeah,
with short passes.
What was that? Isaiah Brooks that caught that ball in the end zone? That was a hell of a grab,
Brooks.
too.
It was Brooks. Was it Corey Brooks? Cody Brooks? I don't know. So
Brooks from Shawshank Redemption. Brooks was here. I don't know.
Brooks Robinson. Yeah.
Yeah. But is that how Tua is remembered as a dink and dunker? I don't see that. I could see him sitting in the pocket with that left-handed rifle and just zipping it across the middle of the field.
Can anybody find any consistency in this? John can pull out of his hat with no effort at all, Cliff Branch.
Cliff Branch, yeah.
But the 2021 Iron Bowl, that was Bryce Young dinking it down in 2021. Other than that, it's a great story. Other than getting the quarterback wrong and not remembering the name of the receiver, I think that's awesome. I mean, that's why you have John. It's not for factual accuracy. It's his storytelling ability.
Come on.
Yeah, and his name was Ja'Cory Brooks, by the way.
Corey Brooks.
Ja'Cory. You have to have the Ja in front of it. Yeah.
I do remember it was a final drive that went about 90-something yards. Didn't AJ throw a 90-yard bomb over there one game?
99 yards to Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
See, it happens so much, you get confused of who actually, what year, it's like that. Was it 77 or 78? Somebody help me. That Nebraska game at Legion Field.
Oh, now that nauseates me.
And
Whenever
the only
you
reason that I watched a little bit that, Barry, because you see all these great classic games of the past. I hadn't seen this one in decades. You'll see Southern Cal games, Notre Dame games, Penn State games. I'm thinking, wow, Nebraska, Legion Field at night. I kind of remember this game. Yeah, I watched a little bit of it. Just you don't see those very often. And that one kind of got me there. But
Brett, real quick before we go to break, got another one coming up. Brett from Beauregard says, John, you talking about the long drive where Alabama held on 3 different plays in the end zone and the officials didn't see the takedowns? That drive? Yeah, Brett, that's the one we're talking about.
You talking about the one where Julio Jones allegedly
picked
picked guys.
He scrubbed off the
yeah.
defensive. Yeah, with that great downfield blocking.
And Roy Upchurch caught that pass from McElroy to seal the game. Is that the game you're talking about?
Yeah. Jay says, if you know ball, you know Tua was the kind of 10 yards and shorter, but it was super accurate. He says that and being made of glass.
Yeah.
He was now the backup quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons.
Was that the game that Brett was just talking about? Was that the game before or after the illegal lineman downfield game?
Oh, that was several years after the alleged illegal lineman downfield, which, you can only go a yard. No, you can go 3 yards. Yeah.
About Julio picking guys or holding in the end zone. Is that what happened when Isaiah Bond caught? Or somebody hold? Oh, no. He pushed the defender.
He did.
That was the one. Yeah, pushed the defender.
Obvious.
Yeah.
Check the tape. Let's take a time out.
Chris the Bama, you're right.
Not.
I Am Hip was on that Nebraska team that I was watching that game over the weekend.
How does he know I Am Hip, who was a great tailback for the Cornhuskers?
Yeah.
But he does not know Ja'Cory Brooks, and he did not know who threw it to him. It's I don't know. It's
I Am Hip.
Lack of recency bias. Well, let's go ahead and take a break anyway,
Let's
even
do
though
it.
we're 5 minutes into the hour. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
This summer, Dixie Electric Plumbing and Air is on a Jurassic hunt for the oldest HVAC systems and water heaters in town. If your system is a fossil, now's your chance. Replace it between June 1st and July 31st, and you could win big. We're giving $2,500 back for the oldest HVAC systems and $1,000 back.
Try it again here.
You're not buying sticks, stems, and pine cones. You're buying premium long-diddle pine straw from River Region Straw. Kenny and his staff have access to the best pine straw in the River Region, full of color that will last all season long. Kenny has locations in Montgomery, Prattville, and Auburn, and no order is too big or too small, from a few bales to an 18-wheeler trailer load. Pickup is available, or your order can be delivered. They can even spread your pine straw if you like. So call or text Kenny today, 669-5959. That's 669-5959 for all of your pine straw needs.
At Dixie Overhead Door, we specialize in top.
It is the best time of the year. It's baseball season. That means sunshine. It means behind-the-back peanut tosses. And it means sharing some cold, frosty Budweisers with your boys. Because there's nothing more American than watching America's game with America's beer. So let me ask you something. Are you ready to bring your A game? Are you ready to cheer every frozen rope down the line and amazing catch at the warning track? Are you ready for pitcher's duels and slugfests? Tell me, are you ready for the thrill of an incredible walk-off victory? I can't hear you. Are you ready for Budweiser and baseball? Then get on your feet, raise an ice-cold Bud, and let's make this season larger than life. Great times are waiting. Grab some Bud!
Enjoy responsibly. Budweiser Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
The Destin Connection Seafood Market at 3750 Norman Bridge Road in Montgomery has the freshest seafood direct from the Gulf of America. I'm talking red snapper and grouper, all sizes of Gulf shrimp, jumbo lump crab meat and crab claws, Louisiana Bay oysters, and New Bedford scallops. They are a full-service seafood market and kitchen serving po' boys, dinners, and sandwiches. You know, many well-known restaurants in the River Region purchase their seafood from the Destin Connection because they know it's the absolute best. Call ahead and your order will be ready for pickup. The Destin Connection Seafood Market, 3750 Norman Bridge Road. Call 288-4272. That's 288-4272. All right, welcome back in, everybody. Glad you're with us here today on this Monday. You know, days like today are a lot of fun because it's interesting to see how other people remember how games were played out. You know, the Bama-Auburn game at the Iron Bowl, alleged pick plays, holding, Auburn coaches pointing it out to the officials. I just don't remember it being that way, but maybe it was. Maybe it was. You know, who am I to say it wasn't? Yeah.
I didn't realize that it etched in people's memories when football coaches are pointing out prospective penalties against other teams. I didn't realize that only happened in the Iron Bowl. That's notable. That
never happened. Does it ever happen in the South's oldest continuous football rivalry?
Yeah, heck yeah. Will Muschamp. I think that was a game where he got back-to-back 15-yard penalties or something like that. So, yeah. All right. So,
love it. All right. So, Barry, I did take a look at this, and we do this every year. I guess let's start with the National League because allegedly that's the home team, I'm told. Well, this alleged home team, the Atlanta Braves, has a mere razor-thin 2-game lead.
That's a dull razor.
In the National League's Eastern Division, the Braves split their last 10, 5 up, 5 down.
Which is actually an improvement, by the way.
55-40 at the All-Star break. So, man, how you feeling today? I mean, here we are at the midway point. Got a lot of baseball still left. Oh, unfortunately. So, how you feeling? How you feeling?
Not good at all. It's not a razor thin deficit. I mean, a lead. A lead. Oh, it's a lead. Oh, they're actually leading the division.
Yeah.
It's not razor thin. It's 2 games. But John's, painting a picture here.
Okay. At one point
I'm not liking it at all for the Braves, since you've asked. Not
at one point in time, did they not have a double-digit lead in their division?
It was not a point in time. It was a whole broad, long period of time where they had a large lead.
So I ask you, John from We
Put it to you,
Robbie from Greenville. Any other Braves fans out there? I'm thinking
a whole lot more than
I'm told this is a Braves town. I'm waiting to hear from you.
Yeah.
So how do you guys feel? I get the sense Barry's not overly confident where the Braves are at this position, but folks, we're just at the midway point.
I wish.
What can happen?
I wish I were confident. Thank gosh for Matt Olson, by the way. I was a little ticked, heartbroken when Freddie Freeman went to the Dodgers because everybody loves Freddie. They got Matt Olson. And Olson has been terrific. Just think, number 2 on the Braves roster in home runs is Ozzie Albies, who's about 5'7", about $170. I don't know. He's got 14 home runs. The guy who leads the Braves in home run is Matt Olson. He's got 25.
Ooh.
He's got 58 RBIs at the All-Star break. Only one person on the Braves who's played any, and that's former Alabama shortstop Jim Jarvis. He's only played in the last 10 games. He's batting 300. Nobody else is. Again, stop me if you've heard this, but Acuna's hurt. The pitching staff is hurt. Who's in charge of strength and conditioning, the pitching staff, and why are they always hurt all the time?
Now, when you say pitching staff, is this the bullpen or the starters, the rotation, or both?
The starters, mostly the starters, yes.
Because years past, it's been the bullpen. Oh, the bullpen's terrible. Can't close a game, blah, blah, blah. Okay, just want to make sure.
So I don't know what the deal is with Austin Riley, but he's been in the tank for 2 years now. Austin Riley, who looked like an all-star, he took a little while to get going, the rookie struggles and all that, but then he got a couple of years where he was fantastic. Well, he's been in the tank the last 2 years. He's batting .207. Riley has got 113 strikeouts in 343 at-bats. That's 1 out of every 3 at-bats.
I'm not going to give up on this team.
Leading the division because they're up to such a hot start. But, the pitching staff is crumbling.
I see a lot of people.
Hitters are either hurt or I don't feel good.
Either not wanting to talk about it or got their head down or, I I've never, well, yeah, I have seen something like this before.
Yeah.
Just about every year, basically, about this time. But I'm not one, and I think I've given this speech before. I'm not giving up on them.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, think they can get it turned around and maybe surprise some people out there.
I don't think so. Braves are done. Braves
I don't want to hear this.
done.
Hey, we won 100 games or whatever, but
Phillies are hosting the All-Star game. Ooh. They're going to have, that juice going into the second half of the season. Schwarber's been great. Left-hander Sanchez. I don't hold you. You watch end of the year. You're going to say, "Well, Barry, I know you hated to say this, and I do." But the Braves didn't make it out of the National League East, and they won't even make the playoffs the way they're playing right now.
There again, I'm not going to
card or anything
right now. I'm just not going to do it. But
well,
somebody did tell you 2.5, 3 months ago. Okay, I know what's going to happen. You people didn't want to hear it, but that's fine. It's okay. All right, no problem. I'm not going to rub it in. I'm not going to kick a dog while it's down. I'm not that kind of guy. Let's go to the next team.
Let's do this really quick because this has gotten a lot of stuff. We're rehashing some of the old games. I don't know how we got. I sincerely don't remember how we got on this. John was dissing Jalen Milroe about not being an NFL quarterback, and I said not only is he an NFL quarterback, he's a Super Bowl champion. And I did bring up the point, and this is fact, that last year for the Seahawks he was 3 for 4 passing with a long completion of 3 yards. Now that's true. And John was trying to figure out dinking and dunking downfield. And then we got off, of course, on the ultimate dinker and dunker, and that's Tua Tagovailoa. And he said, well, wasn't he the one that had that long drive against Auburn in the Iron Bowl to some guy named Brooks or Blitz or Banks or something like that? And John says, you talking about, Brett from Beauregard says, John, you talking about the long drive where Alabama held on 3 different plays in the end zone and the officials didn't see the takedowns that game? Jay, my buddy Jay, says, if you know ball, you know Tua was the kind of 10 yards and shorter, but it was super accurate, and he was made out of glass. Tobias checks in. He said Bryce had to dink and dunk because the offensive line was getting whipped all game. Fair point. Jay says, well, Bryce actually has an arm. So I kind of like this. Brett from Beauregard says, once again, guys, Julio caught the balls. It was the tight end that broke down and blocked the Auburn linebackers. The second time, the Auburn coaches were pointing it out to the officials before the play began. It happened, and they still didn't call it. It was almost as though they had predetermined that they weren't going to call it if they had a chance. Brett from Beauregard says, come on, John, there's video showing it. Jay checks in. He says,
refs were on the take. It was a rigged game. Is that what I'm hearing?
Jay says, holding schmolding. Has anyone called Cyrus Kwanjo? Has anyone called Cyrus Kwanjo ever been called for hitting opposing defenders in the head and face? He went Cyrus Kwanjo on us.
There was a season, believe it or not, if I'm not mistaken, I'm vaguely remembering this, where Alabama went like almost the entire regular season with like 3 holding calls the whole year.
3. Auburn's had 3 holding calls in a 3 and out.
And a chop block. Don't forget about that.
Unbelievable.
So, can the tight end not go, like Hut, kind of slant, go right at the linebacker? I mean, what's illegal?
Not when the ball's in the air.
I mean, you kidding me?
Not when the ball's in the air.
There's no way that the ball, unless it was a quick slant route or quick out, that the ball could get to the receiver before the tight end could get to the linebacker. I find that hard to believe.
Those are all salient points.
But I don't find it hard to believe that offensive linemen are well downfield when Nick Marshall threw a pass.
At the best you can do is say maybe a tiny little bit. To say downfield is gilding
As a matter of fact, Brett, I think Alabama
2 inches downfield.
That out before the play was snapped in that game.
2 inches downfield, okay. He had a well downfield. I got to call Bravo
Well, it's how you define well
on that one. Yeah.
It's all how you define it.
Yeah, he was. It's only supposed to be a yard downfield. No, it's supposed to be 3 yards. And
yeah, there's really only one other team. All this baseball standing stuff. I do like the fact that the Braves are clinging to a 2-game lead. Not a lot of faith and hope with that Braves team. I don't know what's going on with the fan base out there. I do say plural, but I have to wonder about that.
Yeah.
Barry Montgomery's team, the Tampa Bay Rays, with a solid 3-game lead in the American League Eastern Division, known by most baseball aficionados as the most difficult division in all of MLB.
Maybe back in 1977 when, look, Barry Krause is no longer one of the best defensive tackles in college football, okay? Things changed since 1977. And don't get me wrong, John will have you painted that I'm not a Rays fan. All I'm saying is this is not a Rays town.
Oh, sure it is.
Everybody's not sitting over the coffee shop saying, man, can you believe that Junior Caminero?
You know what makes this
John not only
so
can't
tough?
believe that Junior Caminero, John has never even heard of that Junior Caminero.
I have not.
But this is a Rays town. Yeah, okay, sure.
You know, Barry, if I'm not mistaken, the Boston Red Sox were in last place in the American League East like a week ago. They have won 9 straight, 9 out of their last 10. Now they are in the 3rd position, just 10 games out of first place from the Tampa Bay Rays.
How in the world can you say that the Braves are clinging to a 2-game lead, but hey, the Red Sox, they're only 10 games back? How come there's that difference in excitement? Oh, the Braves are clinging to a 2-game lead. Hey, but watch out. The Red Sox, they should have been playing like that all season long. The question isn't how the Red Sox have gotten so hot lately. It's why haven't they been hot since the season started?
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Watch out for the Red Sox. That's all I'm saying. They've won 9 straight. And Tobias, I don't like your chances here. Tobias on the River Region Straw chat line says he bet under 65.5 total wins for the Chicago White Sox, who are currently leading the American League Central Division. They've won 50 games. I don't like the chances of them not winning at least 16 in the second half of this baseball season.
Let me do the math really quick. If they go 16 and 6, if they go 16 and 67, you're a winner. anything no, you said under 65.5. Oh yeah. You better hope they go 14 and 69 in the second half of the season. That's your only shot. So let's I've totally lost track of breaks here.
Barry, I'm told that the Red Sox brought up about 10 AAA guys. Maybe that's why they've won 9 of their last 10. 16 of their last 20.
I've always thought the Red Sox had great talent, and I know they've got great talent on the farm club. So yeah, they ought to be. They will be better than 10 games back by September. They will be a whole heck of a lot closer than 10 games back.
Barry, that's all the baseball I got for you today.
There you go. John has Rays Town, Brave Stink, Junior Caminero. Who is he? So we're all set with that.
Yep.
Let's keep it right here. We were late on the last break. We'll keep it right here and go into some of the other. It's not news of the day unless you really want to, talk a little bit about England's scintillating win over Norway in the World Cup, the Major League Draft.
I think I'd rather talk about England Dan and John Ford Coley before I talk about England.
I'm not talking about moving in. Expansion in FIFA. We are set for the semifinals. It's the Final Four of the World Cup. France, Spain, England, and Argentina. Every one of those 4 countries has been at war with each other in the past. So they're settling things out. France and Spain have been at war with each other like forever. England and Argentina had that big thing in the Falklands that one time back in the early 80s. Spain defeated Belgium Friday afternoon.
Oh, okay.
And England beat Norway and beat my best player, Erling Haaland. So you better know, in the United States, those English fans, let me see, who are the English fans are the ones that are the most nuts. The French fans, They're not, they love their soccer, and I think France is going to win it, but they're just snooty. I mean,
snooty.
French people, it's like French waiters over across the pond.
Yeah.
They always kind of talk down to the Americans and everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way they're going to be. They're going to go into Joe's Crab Shack or something, or they're going to go down to the floor of Bama on their way, and they're going to, they're going to look down their nose at you. So,
are you talking snooty in the way the guy talked to the Sausage King of Chicago?
Oh yeah,
that's snooty.
Mm-hmm. The French
Abe Froman. Well, that was Abe Froman, the Sausage King
that
of
was
Chicago.
not the name of the snooty guy, but the Sausage King of Chicago. Tomorrow at 2:00. I love it that they're in the afternoon. France versus Spain from Jerry World. That place will be nuts. That place will be absolutely full. That's tomorrow at 2 at Jerry World. The other semifinal, England and Argentina, that will be on Wednesday at 2:00. England and Argentina will take place in Atlanta. The English in Atlanta.
Oh, really? Okay. If you say
What
so.
if you can get a tougher ticket to get SEC championship game, college football semifinal, or a Taylor Swift concert, or England versus Argentina?
England and Argentina. That'll be a doozy.
Lionel Messi for Argentina already scored a goal just a couple of hours down the road at Jordan Hare Stadium.
Yeah.
Huh? John said, what's that big deal? Well, it was Iceland. Iceland's no good, but Argentina is one of the final four, and they played a friendly at Jordan Hare Stadium, and Auburn made bank on that game.
I think Brett, there was some offsides in that soccer match that the refs didn't call. I think the coaches were pointing it out. There was some tugging and pulling. Maybe a red card should have been thrown. The coaches were going berserk. What is it about officiating on Pat Dye Field? I don't get it. Hey, Jay says, love the respect the Abe Froman. I weep for the future. Yeah, that was what that guy said. I weep. Barry, I got to weep about the Phantom too. Let's just go ahead. We've been beating around the bush long enough.
All right.
So Friday, and I know all you smart Alex out there, hey, how'd the Phantom do over the weekend?
Could not wait. I always know whenever I log into the show and you've got all those guys that are already in the chat line waiting for us, like Stadler and Waldorf, I always know if there's a couple of, hey, how did the Phantom do? Then I know that they know and that it was not good. Yeah.
It was a tough week. It was one of the few, look it up, we have it documented, one of the few losing weekends for the Phantom. Losing week, excuse me.
Right.
It was a short week, but we're not holding that against us. That extra day could have gotten us over the threshold, but hey, it is what it is. We know what the calendar reads.
True.
And it was only a 4-day week. So it was, had to hit 3 out of 4 to have a winning week, or 2 out of 2 to have a non-losing weekend.
If the Phantom had a choice of having an extra day off or having the opportunity to post another winner, he'll take the extra day off.
Yeah. More on that in just a second. But we had Boston at the New York Mets on Friday night.
Ooh, yeah.
Boston wins the game, Barry, 6-2.
They did. Yes. Confirmed.
We had under 7.5. So,
ouch.
Yeah. And I don't want to hear this. Well, you barely lost. There's no barely, folks. The barely doesn't equate. It either happened or it didn't. One or the other. Now, I can go tell you that things were looking great until we got to the 9th inning. Boston felt like they needed to tag on a couple of runs, which was okay. We were at 7 at that point. But at the bottom of the 9th, the Mets felt like, you know what? Let's just, I don't know, for,
kicks
and giggles. Let's just, I don't know, hit a solo homer, or I don't know how they scored it, but they did.
Now, John could tell you all that.
In the 9th inning.
John could tell you all that, but he's not going to.
I'm not going to tell you that.
No.
So those things happen. Mama said there'd be days like that.
There'd be days
I get
like this, Mama said.
Those are going to happen.
Cool.
So here's the deal. So I think Bill from Baltimore asked about this earlier.
Look, we're not chasing money. We're not going to throw something out there just to do it. I've never watched 1 minute of WNBA basketball. So no, I'm not about to give a phantom dog, even though I think WNBA and dog have a lot in common, but I'll get into that later.
You got the Sparks and the Dream and the Mercury against the Lynx. You've also got the NBA Summer League.
I'd rather do that. I'd rather bet on the Summer League than the WNBA. And those
you
four
also
teams
have
you mentioned, Barry, I have no clue what city those teams are associated with.
I could rack my brain on figuring. And you got the Home Run Derby tonight. That's in Philly, 7 o'clock.
Gimmick.
Home Run Derby tonight is on Netflix.
Huh?
That's another thing. The Phantom normally does not pick anything on Netflix.
No.
Okay. All right.
So as
what do we do?
Has been in the case in years past, and there again, this is something that a lot of people out there might need to think about.
Right.
Just file this one away.
Okay.
You don't have to play every day. You don't have to.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it. Today's one of those days. Wednesday will be one of those days. Tomorrow, though, the long history with the Phantom, we try as hard as we can to determine the winner against the spread, which has not been released yet because I don't know if the starting pitchers have been announced, for the Summer Classic known as the Major League Baseball All-Star Game, where the American League and the National League put their best players together and play a little game, which will take place in Philadelphia at Citizens Bank Park on Tuesday night. There will be a line on that game. There will be a total on that game, and we'll probably to it. We'll have one of those sides covered for you tomorrow in the Phantom's Daily Dog. It's that simple.
Okay. The starters for the National League, it's Christopher Sanchez. For the American League, it's Dylan Cease. I could have said Millard Fillmore starts for the National League and Franklin Pierce starts for the American League, and John would have been none the wiser. Christopher Sanchez, I mentioned him briefly earlier.
Yeah.
He's a starter for the Phillies. They're gonna go nuts for him at Philly. Dylan Cease is a starter for the Blue Jays. So
So we'll have the updated odds on that matchup and the total for you tomorrow. For that game. Should be interesting. I've always kind of liked that. Believe it or not, if you were interested in going to the All-Star game tomorrow night, I would assume this is on the top row of the outfield upper deck. Tickets as low as $699 for the All-Star game.
The All-Star game's all right. I mean, it's all right. The Major League All-Star game doesn't have as much for me as it used to. I mean, if you give me, Pete Rose or Dale Murphy or, some of those, I've always been a National League guy.
Yeah.
It doesn't do it for me anymore. Major League Baseball, I'm kind of down on it, as I've said before. So,
Joe chimes in. He only bets on days that end in Y. Brad.
Yeah.
Man, he is on former Alabama baseball coach Brad Bohannon lately. Whew, been all over him. So, Barry, no play today. It's take a breather day.
All right.
Just, count all your winnings from the first 6 months this year. Okay, we know last week wasn't good. But based on all the other profitable weeks we've had since early January, I think you're doing pretty well.
We're also counting down on a month and a half because on Thursday, August 27th, technically the college football season gets started. Granted, it's Louisiana Christian versus Northwestern State. It's Central Arkansas at UT Martin.
Of all the schools in the state of Louisiana, and I can pretty much reel every one of them off.
There's a billion of them.
I've never heard of Louisiana Christian.
I I haven't either.
Where is it located?
I've never heard of them. I don't know. I think it's a church. I don't know.
All right. They should be playing Texas Baptist or whatever that school is.
Saturday, August 29th.
Yep.
It's the Aer Lingus Classic, North Carolina versus
Got to be careful how you
TCU
say that.
in Dublin. It feels kind of dirty. It's on ESPN. North Carolina versus TCU at 11 o'clock Saturday morning, the 29th. That is what the Phantom is treading water, waiting for that rescue ship.
That game must be in Ireland.
It is, yes, in Dublin.
Because Aer Lingus is an Irish carrier.
Yes.
So
there you go.
Barry, just because they're playing doesn't mean the Phantom's on it. I mean, these little,
but that's Saturday.
Yeah, these
That's
early
Saturday.
games. Hey, look at this. We're kicking off the season overseas, man. I don't know. Somebody might get some food poisoning over there, eat something they don't like, get an upset stomach. I don't know.
That day, North Carolina State at Virginia on ESPN at 2:30.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be in Rio, but they moved it back to the U.S. and they're playing it in Charlottesville.
Didn't Pablo Cruz have a song about Rio?
When my baby smiles at me, I go to Rio. So that's what we're kind of, we'll give you some baseball. Famously, the Phantom has taken a look at the hot dog eating contest. And
Yeah.
Some of the
I had the
G
field
League
in
games.
that this year, Barry. I went against Joey Chitwood. I said, you know what? I'm taking the field. That didn't pay off either. All right, so when we get back,
his name's Joey Chestnut, but I know what he's talking about.
Yeah,
names
Joey
are not John
Chitwood
Strength.
was the stunt driver.
He was the stunt driver. Yes.
Yeah. So
it's even better that John calls him Joey Chitwood. I love that. John Strength. His names are not his strength.
So Joe, let me get this straight. Moochie Norris went to that Bible college above the Foot Locker in some strip mall in Central Florida.
South Florida.
I don't think he went to Louisiana Christian. And Moochie, why does Moochie get all the credit? Wasn't there another player that went with him?
Yes.
I think there were two of them.
Yeah, but I hesitate to get John to struggle with another name in this segment. He's already reached his quota, Joey Chitwood.
When we come back, I had to stop and think about this because this guy looked at me in all seriousness and he said, "What does Barry think?"
John says,
I went, "Well,
I don't know. I've never thought about that.
Monday I'll ask him."
It's
we'll do that when we get back.
It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. If you encounter one wolf, chances are there's a pack nearby. Fortunately, the same applies to beer. Head for the mountains of Bush. The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. To avoid going in circles, make note of recognizable landmarks, like that.
What's wrong with going in circles?
Different circles, Ross.
Okay.
Head for the mountains.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. This guy sitting next to me says, "You're our good luck charm. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown." Now his entire family wants to buy me Bud Lights. I think I'm some kind of a football prophet. Talk soon. The team needs me.
Anything for Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Big news for Central Alabama travelers. Getting to Texas just got easier. You can now fly nonstop from Montgomery to Houston with United Airlines. No long drives, no layovers, just smooth direct travel from your hometown airport. Whether it's business or a weekend getaway, Houston is now just one flight away. Spend more time there and less time getting there. Fly nonstop to Houston. Fly MGM, where travel feels easy. Book your trip today at flymgm.com.
This summer, Dixie Electric Plumbing and Air is on a Jurassic hunt for the oldest HVAC systems and water heaters in town. If your system is a fossil, now's your chance. Replace it between June 1st and July 31st and you could win big. We're giving $2,500 back for the oldest HVAC systems and $1,000 back for the oldest water heater. Even if you don't win, you still score major savings on your new HVAC system, water heater, generator, and or garage door. Don't let your systems go extinct. Call Dixie and it's done.
Okay, welcome back in, everybody. About 22 minutes to the top of the hour on this Monday. No daily dog today. Not a lot out there, so we'll get it
tomorrow with the All-Star game. Hope everybody's okay with that. So over the weekend, at this time of year, Auburn, Alabama, top 10. How's the SEC going to play out? What are you thinking? How you feeling? Blah, blah, blah. I get that a lot. I'm sure Barry does as well. But someone asked me over the weekend, well, I know how you feel. I mean, I've heard you, talking about somebody's got to convince me Bama can go better than 8-4. What's going to be different this year than what we saw 6 months ago in Pasadena? I mean, you've heard that. I've talked about it 1,000 times. So I said, that's a great question because I have kind of been on a soapbox about a lot of teams. And I don't know if we've really heard, maybe it's too early. I don't know. I don't want to, put you in a position you're not ready for, but I thought I'll still ask, got no in my pocket. And the question is, what does Barry think? And obviously, Barry, they're thinking your thoughts about how Auburn and Alabama will finish the regular season with wins and losses.
I would love Auburn. I don't know what the total is for either one of those. It never seems to work into my mind. But Auburn, I love Auburn's. I like Auburn's chances. Obviously, to have a winning year, but 8 wins sounds right. Of course, John will tell you 8 wins always sounds right. It's just the schedule. I don't love the schedule. Tennessee on the road.
Yeah.
Georgia on the road. Ole Miss, who I think is going to be really good, on the road. Mississippi State on the road. Alabama on the road. I was really thinking, 8 wins sounds about right. If I'm thinking anything off of 8 wins, I'm actually thinking lower, especially since Phil Steele says he's got Auburn, Mississippi State as a toss-up.
Whoa.
And I'm thinking, really? Are you sure?
Man.
Look, I think Auburn will be able to win at least 2 games that they'll be an underdog in.
Okay.
What do you think about Auburn, Florida? In Jordan-Hare, Auburn will be a favorite in that game, right?
I think so. Yeah, I do believe that.
All right.
Particularly if they win the first 2. Sure.
Yeah. I look, I love John Sumrall. I think he'll get it done there. Can anybody name either of the 2 quarterbacks vying for the starting job at Florida? They got a really good running back, Jaden Baugh.
Yeah.
But Aaron Philo is going to come in and lead Florida to a win in their first SEC. Aaron Philo?
It's a big ask.
Yeah, that's what you said about that. Well, anyway,
when he's going up against Byron Brown, who didn't look great in the spring game. Neither did Cam Newton. I'm not comparing him to Cam Newton.
He beat
even though he's probably
last
making more
year
money
with a
than
team
Cam
that's
did.
not as talented as this team is.
Yeah.
He beat Florida last year at South Florida. He can't beat them at home.
Yeah.
In Auburn, I think Auburn goes to the Tennessee game 4-0.
Okay.
And you got to watch out. Tennessee to me is forget about Georgia. Auburn ain't beating Georgia. I ain't worried about that.
Oh boy. Wow.
I mean that ain't happening. If everybody talks about, and you'll see a lot of this next week at SEC Media Days. Well, Josh Heupel and Alex Golesh know each other better than any other coaches in the league. Golesh was Heupel's offensive coordinator when they had such a great year a few years ago and came up short. Golesh and Heupel joined at the hip. They were together at UCF. They were together at Tennessee. They're playing Tennessee in Knoxville. I think the difference there will be the Auburn defense. I like Tennessee. I like Auburn to beat Tennessee. John, they're going to be 5-0 heading into the off week. And all they've got to do is win 3 out of their next 7. They go 3-4 down the stretch.
I'm thinking this, though, and I was looking at that while you were talking. If Auburn wins their first 5 out of the gate, and basically their first 4 games are at home. I get they're playing Baylor and Atlanta, but it is an Auburn home game. I can't imagine a lot of Baylor people being there. I could certainly see Auburn being undefeated going into that off week, preparing for a game at Georgia.
Now, how they handle the curb stomping that will take place in Athens after the off week on the 17th will dictate how we do the rest of the year. I don't think they have a prayer against Georgia. I think LSU wins that game, 1-score win.
You know, Barry, that's an 11 o'clock kick at Jordan-Hare. Not real sure why they're kicking that thing off at 11 with, I guess everybody's got to play an 11 o'clock game. There are 4 SEC teams that have an off week that week that Auburn hosts LSU. They can't find a better time slot than 11 o'clock in the morning.
It'll be ESPN at 11, something like that, ABC. But I think LSU wins that game. I don't know why nobody's giving Ole Miss a lot of credit. There's coaches out there that I think get too much credit. Kalen DeBoer. I think there's coaches that haven't gotten enough credit. And that's Pete Golding. He was the whipping boy for Alabama fans for a long time as a defensive coordinator. He did a fantastic job getting them to within one play of the championship, of the college football playoff championship. Ole Miss is going to be sturdy. They may even be more consistent without Lane Kiffin there. I don't think Auburn wins that game in Oxford. I do think they beat Arkansas. I do think they beat Mississippi State. I do think they beat Samford.
Yeah,
that'll get them to 8 wins. That's 8 wins right there. They go to Bryant-Denny in Tuscaloosa, and for the first time in a long time, they got a chance in that one, John. They got a chance.
So you think Auburn's going to go on a 3-game losing streak, Georgia, LSU, and Ole Miss?
Yes. They do not win any of those 3.
Is that when they start taking the tiger tails and putting it back in the trunk and the flags come down off the windows of the cars?
Some of them may do that after reality hits against Georgia. I think losing to LSU in Jordan-Hare is going to be the one where they stuff them underneath that spare tire back there. So they try to resist the temptation to bring it out again. The Alabama game will determine whether or not Auburn gets over the 8.5. And I think they got a chance. I think
Auburn's win total is 7.5. If last I need to double check on that.
Well, they'll get to 8 by the time they go to Alabama. And I'm not super sure about Tennessee, and I'm not super sure about LSU. I'm not super sure about Auburn beating Tennessee, and I'm not super sure about LSU beating Auburn. But I do think Auburn has a chance in the Iron Bowl.
Speaking of that LSU game, Barry, I don't know if it's the last time this happened, but I do remember the Curly Hallman game when Terry Bowden was the coach at Auburn, and they continued to throw interception after interception in the second half. I believe that was an 11 o'clock game.
That was. I was there for that one. Jamie Howard was the quarterback at LSU, and they kept throwing it up with a lead. And Auburn kept intercepting it, not only intercepting it, but running them back for touchdowns. I think they had 3 pick sixes in that game, back to back to back. And I remember one time years later, I interviewed Jamie Howard, who's a successful businessman now, and they said, hey, do anything you want to, but don't ask him about that Auburn game. And I said, oh, okay. Yeah. Alabama, what's the number on Alabama?
8.5.
Oh.
8.5.
Oh, that's more interesting.
Last week said go over. Without
He's got them as, one of 3 SEC teams to make the college football playoff.
He does.
They will be 2-0 heading into the Florida State game. They'll know by then not only who their quarterback will be, but, have that quarterback settled in a little bit. They'll beat the heck out of Florida State. Florida State is terrible this year. The key game that everybody's not talking about is South Carolina. Look,
tough.
Shane Beamer knows. Shane Beamer said last week, he says, I know I'm on the hot seat.
Yeah.
He's got a terrific quarterback. They have done really well. Take a look in the transfer portal. Alabama should win that one, but,
South Carolina's given them fits the last couple of outings.
They have. They'll beat Mississippi State. They will not beat Georgia. That ain't happening either. Georgia is strong. I don't like Georgia, but I got to give them their respect.
Okay.
The couple of things that will torch Alabama. They'll lose to Georgia, and they won't handle it well. Fans will be turning on them. They'll lose at Tennessee.
Ooh, whoa.
And then people are screaming at them. And then they got Texas A&M at Bryant-Denny Stadium. If there's a team, is there one team that I think can sneak in ahead of Georgia and Texas in the SEC championship game, It's Texas A&M. Texas A&M will be strong. So Alabama loses that one at home. The fans are.
Is that a 3-game losing streak similar to Auburn?
They lose to Georgia bad. They lose close to Tennessee on the road. They lose to Texas A&M. They go to LSU and not totally. They redeemed
Does DeBoer make it to Baton Rouge after 3 straight losses?
And an off week. That off week is when they like to chop you off at the knees.
I'm saying.
They go to the Auburn game with that one standing in their way of meeting that win total or exceeding it. And I'm not calling that one yet. I'm no idiot. I'm not going to say that.
3
we'll save that till
losses
later.
in a row.
Both Auburn and Alabama at some point during the season, both of them are going to suffer 3-game
So you're
losing
telling me
streaks.
Georgia is going to whip Alabama by double digits in a game that you know is over midway through the third quarter? That kind of game? Similar to
Maybe a
Atlanta
by-the-way
last
touchdown
December?
at the end. I don't know the ebbs and flows of it, but I think Georgia controls the tempo of that game, and I do think they win by double digits. It may be, a late touchdown when Alabama is either very, very tired or they go Indiana and just quit down at the very end.
Barry, the schedule makers certainly not doing Alabama any favors, having a huge marquee primetime game on October the 10th with a lot of hype, energy, fanfare, and then they, no matter win or lose, they've got to turn around and hit the road and play a game against their biggest rival the next week.
And they ain't going to win it. I know what John's doing it, and I will not take the bait. That's later on. Stand by. When we come back, it's the Gurn Jr. Victoryland 777 topic wheel. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Local banking expertise, the newest innovations and technology, personal attention, genuine hospitality. It's all just part of the Riverbank and Trust difference. They invite you to experience it for yourself. Welcome to banking above and beyond at River Bank and Trust. Locations throughout the River region, locations throughout the state of Alabama. River Bank and Trust.
Drive away in a Toyota Crown Platinum or win your share of $25,000 in free play during Victoryland Casino's Crown and $25K free play giveaway. The more you visit, the more chances you have to win. Visit our Players Club and check out this month's exciting free play promotions. You'll have more fun at Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too. Victoryland Casino, off I-85 exit 22 in Shorter, Alabama. Drawings July 10th and 11th. Must be 21 or older. Must be present to win.
All righty, welcome back in, everybody. About 9 minutes to the top of the hour here on a Monday. Glad you're with us. Hey, don't forget, tomorrow, Brian Matthews, AuburnSports.com, Travis Ryer on YouTube, joining us here tomorrow on the program on All-Star Tuesday. That'll be tomorrow.
Looking forward to that. Our Gurn Jr. Victoryland 777 topic wheel is presented by Victoryland 777 Casino, exit 22. On I-85, where you could be a winner too, over in Shorter, Alabama.
That's right.
6 of them.
Yep.
Don't have any idea what they are. Gurn Jr. puts them all together, and let's get to it. Here we go. What do we have? We start out with...
the red one.
Oh.
Been shining.
No. That's been sinning.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Need to put my glasses back.
Hey, John, what'd you do this past weekend? Oh, Yannick Sinner, back-to-back Wimbledon champion, beats Alexander Zverev in straight sets. Sinner is the new king. I thought it was going to be callers. Yeah, he beat Zverev in straight set, second consecutive Wimbledon. The opponent appeared bothered.
Let me ask you this question.
Issue.
I don't want to put you on the spot. How much Wimbledon have you watched this year?
I did not watch any of it this past. I was with the grandchildren. Yeah, so
yeah, I get it. I'm with you. I didn't watch it. But friends of mine, big Wimbledon folks, watch it. Okay, I get it. I just didn't see
No, I did not. I did not watch any of it, but normally I do. I didn't just because I was with the grandkids.
I miss the McEnroes and the Ely Nastasis. And I mean, I want a little spice.
Jimmy Connors.
John
used to hate
Yeah.
Bjorn Borg. He was really, really good. He'd beat you down, but he'd never smile. He'd never yell at the referees or anything like that.
I think they call them judges in tennis. I believe.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's one down. Carlos Alcaraz is the only one who's really challenging center.
Pull up some old McEnroe clips just for the fun of it. Crazy bet. Whoa, wait a minute.
Did not get lured into one of those during the Phantoms Daily Dog today.
Yeah.
The Genesis Scott.
How about this?
Guy bet on Tom Kim.
Tom Kim.
He wins over $4 million by betting on Tom Kim. Any relation to Peter? Tom Kim, 664 to win the Genesis Scottish Open. Wow. A bettor at DraftKings wagered $47,700 on Kim to win the tournament, 84 to 1, and cashed the ticket. He wins over Min Woo Lee. The bettor gains $4,006,800. He missed the cut at his previous two British Opens. He finished third at the U.S. Open. Why in the world would somebody bet 47.7?
Maybe somebody had
Tom
a tip.
Kim.
You know, I was watching Min Woo Lee, Barry. He was my guy earlier this year. He was, scratching and clawing, trying to make something happen yesterday. Min Woo played pretty well, but obviously not as well as Tom Kim did.
Can you imagine Kim hitting that putt, winning the event, and that guy's watching it from wherever he's watching it from, knowing he just made $4 million?
You know, Barry, I got the sense that he is the kind of guy, or maybe it was some syndicate that put their money together to bet on this guy, and they do it every day.
See, that ain't even fun.
You know, $50,000, big deal. So what? Because of that $4.6 million they brought home, what other wagers did they have yesterday that they got to cover with that $4.6 million?
Yeah.
So I'm not sure they pocketed for. Maybe they did. I doubt that was their only bet of the day.
I never really
they
thought
were covering some of this with some other action.
I never really thought about that until I saw Mickelson do that or heard about it. I mean, I don't bet. I don't know anything really at all about it, to be perfectly honest. But I'm thinking, John was explaining it to me on the air, and I'm thinking, that makes sense. It's like investing. You don't want one single stock. You want a broad portfolio. Correct. People do that in the gambling industry.
Yeah, I don't think the guy woke up and said, you know what? I'm putting 47 grand on this guy. I don't know. Just feel good about it today. I don't think that's the way it played out.
That's kind of a shame.
Could be wrong. Who knows?
All right.
All right, 4 more to go. Blue, yellow, red, and green are left on the Victoryland 777 topic wheel. Victoryland, you can be a winner too. Open 24/7, 365, exit 22 off I-85 in Shorter, Alabama.
Crazy finish.
Finish.
Oh, this is
NASCAR.
3 wide for the win. Ryan Blaney wins it. What happened with Bubba Wallace?
Wait a minute.
Oh, okay. Let's see. All right. Here you go. Here he goes. All right.
Pass him on the high.
Pass him on the high. There we go. Oh, bump him in the back. Da-da-da. All right, now here we go. I don't see anything.
Trouble.
Here we go.
Somebody just spun out in the back.
I didn't see anything wrong.
Where's the yellow flag?
What was the problem?
Somebody in the back spun out. Way back there, though. They could say, "Ah, the heck with him." They don't care.
Oh, heck, they're still racing.
What's with the purple hood? Man. All right, so here's the deal, Barry. I don't know what network carried this race. I hate to say it. I don't see NASCAR
the Quaker State 400 in Atlanta.
I've been to a race in Atlanta before. It's not the easiest place to get to. I didn't know they were racing in Atlanta this weekend. It used to be a bigger deal. What the heck's going on?
It wouldn't make any difference. You weren't going to watch it, but
no. Yeah. Well, there again, I don't know what is it like FS1 or something. This is the way of baseball. I'm telling you, baseball people, it's going the way of NASCAR. I hate to tell you.
You've got this. John's got this. He refers to it about 17 times during a show. Ooh, what do they got for me now? You got this. You have an iPad maybe. And John, never has it been easier to figure out what's being played, where it's being played, when it's being played, and what network is going to be on than it is these days. And John's like, why didn't anybody tell me?
Sure.
I love that aspect. Well, if they wanted me to go, they ought to at least, put it on a billboard or something. John's a big billboard guy.
I hate to say
it's up
it, Barry.
to them to let him know
Yeah.
when the game is. Instead
I
of,
don't read,
I may want to watch this game. Let me take a look and see when it is.
I miss the hard copy of a newspaper. I got to tell you, I like having the newspaper in my hand. I like being able to turn the pages. Can't find the only good newspaper you can read these days is the Wall Street Journal. I got to wait for my neighbor to throw his away before I can read it.
I don't know. Did the Wall Street Journal ever have Longshore's lines? I don't think so. Wall Street
See
Journal.
what
I've
happened to
never
that
read the
paper
Wall
after they
Street.
discontinued that, don't you?
I
All right, kind of like a radio station. But let's move on. Okay, 3
Wall
to go.
Street Journal.
I love the Wall
Oh boy, are we late?
Yeah. Are we?
Gurn's
gee
probably
whiz,
screaming at us.
Oh,
Jeez.
my Lord.
I've got to
That was
going.
quick.
That's what. No, okay, yeah, all right.
I was thinking.
Oh
the same
yeah.
thing. Oh yeah.
This is McGregor.
Yeah.
McGregor, not good. He blew out his knee against this guy. Watch. Oh, boing! There it goes again.
Barry, did we have a guy that worked with us at the radio station who had a hair dude like that?
Oh yeah, Joe Honk. Love that guy. My guy, Joe Honk. He's one of my
Where's he
favorites.
today? I hadn't seen him in a while.
Oh, he's in Huntsville.
I hadn't
these
seen
days.
him
He's
or
doing
JG
great.
Tate in a while. Huh.
Yeah, JG's still around. JG's
Yeah.
doing great over there at Auburn Sports.
Love that guy too. Awesome.
Yeah, they had anyway. The last time that he fought against that guy, he blew his knee out. He broke his leg against Poirier. Yeah, Holloway. It was at 109 of the first round. I mean, $1 million, tons of people and everything, and they made it 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
So I think you've seen the end of Conor McGregor.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
Barry, you got to go longer than 2 minutes. I just got to
Yeah.
tell you.
Yeah. That's
Just got to tell you.
That's a bare minimum.
Yeah. I'm told NASCAR's on TNT and True TV. Okay. All right. We got 2 to go. What's the story here? Let's spin them. Blue and red. And it's going to land on red.
Looks like Gone Fishing. This is Trent Richardson. No, okay. Oh, Marty Fish.
Marty Fish.
Marty Fish, you may remember, John does not. He used to be a regular on the Pro Tennis Tour.
Oh,
he used to be the kind of guy that would play against Pete Sampras and Andy Roddick and those guys. He was a good tennis player. Now he's playing in the Pro-Am. You see Steph Curry on the left.
He can play.
Yeah, Steph can play. Marty Fish is evidently a good golfer. Beat Joe Pavelski by 6 points in the modified stable scoring. Steph Curry was third. I don't really care who wins those things. I just like to see who's in the field. You know,
Me too.
Tony
I'm
Romo's
with you.
usually always in it.
That's right.
You know, some of those guys.
Barry, it's similar to me. Like, the game was great, but Barry, there weren't a lot of people there. And, the fans, they didn't show up.
Which to John, that's the only reason why you even do these things, is so people can look at you.
That's right. All
right,
right, one more to go. Let's spin it to make it official. A little over the limit here today, but who cares? We got some bonus time for you today. Not cheap. That kind of goes with, that was kind of quick. Not cheap.
Easy now. Oh, yeah, the Seahawks. It was a family. This was, again, kind of another consortium. The Kozlov family.
Yep.
$9.6 billion. They purchased the champions, still subject. The Kozlov family will become the team's controlling owner. They will have the majority stake in it. Paul Allen, who's the multi-billionaire Microsoft guy.
Yep.
And he buys it for $9 billion. His current net worth is $13.7 billion. They also have an ownership stake in the 49ers. They got to get rid of that in order to purchase the Seahawks. That, as you might imagine, is the largest amount ever played for a North American sports franchise. $9.6 billion once the sale is finalized. So the Seahawks.
Wow, that is hard
to get.
Well, it's not hard to believe it's $9.6 billion when you know that they've got Jalen Milroe's contract.
Well,
on the
you're
books,
right.
You know, I mean,
the
worth of having Milroe as a Seahawk probably bumps that thing up quite a bit.
I didn't think of it that way, but yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
All right. Tomorrow, hey, hit that like button. As Jay tells us, we appreciate that. Hit
Thank
that
you very
like and
much.
subscribe button. We really appreciate that. Tomorrow, Brian Matthews, AuburnSports.com, Travis Ryer on YouTube. They'll both join us.
Yep. Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by